So you could see a very emotional elderly woman. Ima, one honorable member of parliament, Zanetor, BNA, she forward, many form of.
Oh, Papa Gigi, Cabana Bavo to the Babiscan Cabayani. No Gigi, well, no. If Eddie, oh, Gigi, no Babiscan don't get in my ear. Oh, Papa Gigi. Papa Gigi.
1 year born now. Well, she's making a statement. That's funeral cloth signifying her bereavement, and the name of this cloth is called Se Asam.
What is here? Position yourself in such a way that you could clearly hear and see where they are standing. Can they hear and see? Is it your manual?
Why do you have
Don't get me angry today.
Who by law?
You regret it today. If you get me angry today, you regret it.
Hold on. Please hold on.
They are supposed to stand behind you and see and hear what is happening.
He will do the right thing.
They shouldn't stand where? Who told you that? Is that what they taught you? Who taught you that?
Can you kindly call the district officer?
I asked you, you know.
So that's the honorable member of parliament stepping in to address a concern that has just come up at a polling station right here. So let's get through and get closer.
This is what your manual is telling you. And you are saying, boss, read it. Read it. It's here. This is EC's manual. Position yourself in such a way that you could clearly see and hear whatever is going on and to move freely about the polling station at all time. And you've barricaded the place and you said they should be outside. Is that what your law tells you? Is that what your training manual tells you as a presiding officer? What you are supposed to do? You are an embarrassment to EC.
Thank you, sir.
Such an embarrassment to EC. Please, agent, move and go and take your position. Go and take your position.
Do you understand?
Come on, go and take your positions there.
That you are actually obstructing the process of transparent elections by what you're doing.
Please, by the acts he read, they are supposed to position themselves.
Please listen.
Yes.
How many elections have you presided over?
There's nothing.
This is your first. Then you'll be well advised to contact your superior and ask for clarification, because what you're doing is obstructing the process of transparent elections. The polling agents are mandated by law to be close enough to observe what is happening over there,
Yes, ma'am.
by sight and by hearing. Obviously, by standing here, they cannot see what's going on there. So I would kindly, please hold on, I would kindly urge you to call your superior right now to avoid a situation that will put a question mark on the transparency of the process that's happening here. As much as possible, you are representing the interests of the people of Ghana. Do the right thing. So kindly call your superior now to verify if you are unsure about anything. Do not allow tempers to flare out and get out of control. If you are doing something and you are not sure, this is your first election, please do not allow your name to become embroiled in a questionable outcome in this polling station. If you are not sure about what you're doing, call and ask. Don't allow people to ask and question your integrity within this process. Please, so kindly call your superior.
Right, so that's the honorable member of parliament ensuring that this issue that just came up is resolved amicably before she even leaves the polling station. We shall soon see the outcome and also get to speak with her. She's been to a number of other polling stations to observe the exercise and see that everything moves well. Honorable, welcome.
Thank you.
We know that you've been to other centers.
Yes.
What transpired? What did you pick up?
In one center in Asylum Down, there was someone who engaged in double voting. The person voted during the special voting and managed to vote again today, which casts a huge question mark on the process, which is supposed to avoid exactly what happened today, in broad daylight, at the beginning of this whole thing. You know?
How was it resolved?
It has not been resolved yet. There's a warrant out for the arrest of the person in question. The constituency secretary, who's part of DIPAC, has written a letter to the EC to mention this incident and for it to be handled properly, because now the results at that particular polling station are in question. So that's something that's yet to be resolved, and we're waiting to hear feedback from the EC on how this is to be handled. This is not acceptable. The people of Ghana were put through over 6 weeks in the middle of a pandemic, having to go through all the processes of creating a new voters register. And to find out that someone is capable of voting twice surely you must realize that this is unacceptable at this stage. And what we're having here is another example of some of the things that cast doubts in the minds of Ghanaians when it comes to the process that we are trying to go through. Our democracy is young, and in order to consolidate it further, we must ensure that the process is transparent, free and fair. Transparency includes the fact that polling agents must have access to the center. Mandated
For the benefit
by law.
of the viewers who just joined in, the concern here is that the polling agents
Have not been allowed close enough to monitor the process from the very beginning. The presiding officer here has kept them out of the vicinity. But as polling, and this is the first time he is playing that role within the EC. So he doesn't have the experience. And ideally, what he should have done with a question coming up about the position of the polling agents was to have called his superior, because that's why there's a hierarchy. You know, because when you do that, you are depriving the parties involved from having access to what the law clearly says, where they can be close enough to see and to hear. Clearly, if you're standing about 7 feet or 8 feet away, there's no way you're able to fulfill that aspect of your mandate, which is to ensure that at the end of this, whatever the result may be, people will not have questions in their minds as to the credibility of results. So it's actually very important that between the EC and all parties involved, we ensure that transparency is guaranteed. Elections must be free, fair, and transparent. If we really want to consolidate the gains we've made in our democracy, we shouldn't take these things for granted. And it's important. That's why I'm going to remain here until either the district officer or the deputy is here to ensure that this is resolved once and for all. It shouldn't have happened. We have 5 more hours to go before the end of voting. And at this point, to see that the polling agents have been deprived access for this many hours is not right.